Hey guys, how y'all doing? We are. Sorry, she's making me dizzy. I'm trying to see. This wind is blowing so bad. I think it's affecting her ability to stay on the scent, but I don't know. Anyway, wanted to come on for a little bit. Finally enjoying the day off. Well, not enjoying, but working. But you know, we gotta work sometimes. I know I'm coming. Anyway, I wanted to chat a little bit about all this stuff that's going on, right? It's so much drama. So much everything. And I think that's what gets what we're searching for. It becomes lost in a way. And I hate to say that because it's what happens. It seems to be what's happening right now. I don't know. I think answers are coming. I'm praying they're coming. I feel in my heart answers are coming. You know, I mean, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers didn't go poof. We know that. No way he went poof in the air. Is this kid being held somewhere against his will? I don't know. His mother says that. And she says she's trying to think of every possible scenario, but she said, I've thought of millions of things, but out of all those millions of things that she has thought about, one of the things that she says is, did someone take him willingly or unwillingly? That is stuck in my head, big time. I mean, why would you pick that of all things? Why didn't you just answer the question? I don't know. Instead of giving us all this stuff, that possible scenarios that you think about and the millions of things that you think of every day that run through your head, and then you just give us just those few. You know, did he get lost? Where is he gone? You know, like, it's just so crazy to think about because she told us early on that we needed to be searching outside the search area. She did tell us that in an interview. Whether she meant to or not, she still did it. Also, some things to think about are, I don't know, she's being awful quiet right now considering she spoke with Dateline and Missing in America and gave this long spiel like we talked about last night, which to me is, I don't know. Her story has changed so many times that wind is hard, boo. I know it's so windy right now. It's just been like 5 days of wind. It won't stop. It's hard to pick up anything in this wind. But you know, to think about some of the things that she said in that thing, you know, really got me, right? And about how now she's telling us she checked all these places and that she didn't panic right away when she clearly told us she did all this in 1 minute flat and was panicking, driving all over the place, driving to the school, driving here, driving there, like frantically, you know, looking everywhere, asking everyone for cameras, all these things, right? I think what happened was them asking for cameras to try to see if they had been caught on camera somewhere to know what to say to cover their own butt. I think they forgot about what law enforcement was really looking at, because so many things were said early that, you know, I'm looking for this one here because I think it's very important. He says, he says, Sheriff Craddock wants to assure the public that the investigation into Sebastian's disappearance is active and ongoing. Our team is committed to following every lead, analyzing every piece of evidence. Every piece of evidence. So how much do they have? And uncovering the truth about what happened to Sebastian Rogers. I've been saying for months we need the truth, right? That's I think that would make a difference. Another thing too, that at least he made that statement, because in the other statements, in the other ones, what did he say? He said, I'm gonna pass it over to TBI newsroom or TBI something room. And that's the one that got me, because to me, that's the one where we know that TBI, when they stepped in, the landfill search got done, all these things started happening. They don't really give a lot, right? They don't tell us like as much as like Eric Craddock will tell us, or one of the other ones, because clearly Craddock directed Dateline to TBI newsroom for more information that morning. Okay, so whenever this happened that morning, this Missing in America interview, they reached out to him and he said, no, talk to TBI. I don't have nothing to say about it, And with that said, it's so windy, it blew my earbud out of my ear. Isn't that crazy? I'm telling y'all, the wind is bad. Y'all might not even can hear me. But right here, it says the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, the endangered child alert, pushed it out, Okay, so it's going to be on this one. Hold on. I'm looking for something. They played his music, access this, access that. It's still active. That's when she was talking about how he was going to advance in all these classes with animals and things like that. It says here, law enforcement, rather than online speculation, misinformation can hinder and distract bringing Sebastian home. I'm still wondering, Eric Craddock put, we're analyzing every piece of evidence. To me, that keeps sticking with me, right? Like, what is he talking about? Because they're still saying black sweatpants, black sweatshirt. But if you notice in this one here, the new one on Missing in America, they said, at the time of his disappearance, Sebastian was 5'5", 120 pounds. He would be 16 years old today, as of now, what they're saying. He has brown eyes, blonde and brown hair, was last known to be wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants, and black framed glasses. The prophets believe Sebastian may have not been wearing shoes when he disappeared. Every pair of his shoes in this house have been accounted for, Chris Proudfoot told Dateline. All the shoes that I can think of that we had in the house. Okay? So Chris Proudfoot spoke to Dateline as well. There's one here. Hold on, let me find this. I gotta find this clip. Alright, he directed them. Sheriff's Office issued a report. Amber Alert. Let me find. I don't know why I can't find it. Why this one's so hard to find. I know it's here. I need to highlight it. That way I'll know. That way I can say for sure. I need to write this quote down. Because, they clearly told us that they're not going to say whether they have persons of interest, anything of that nature, right? They're not telling us that part of it. Let's see, is this it? Okay, here we go. The sheriff would not comment on whether authorities suspect foul play or have any persons of interest in the case. Our priority is finding Sebastian. So think about that. After he's saying misinformation could hinder, right, the efforts to bring Sebastian home, the sheriff would not comment on whether authorities suspect foul play or have any persons of interest. So who are the persons of interest? I mean, I think we all know who we think. You know, it's just like in the other case. I think the other two are suspects in the other case, right? To me. And, you know, I feel my thoughts, right? These are just my thoughts. And allegedly my thoughts, right? I don't have any proof that they did this. But clearly everything points in their direction. Kids don't vanish. There's not one sighting of him, and there's what, 23 cameras in the vicinity? Something like that, I believe. Or 16. You know, don't quote me, but it's one of those, close to that number. More than 10 cameras in a 2-street neighborhood, or a 3-street little neighborhood, whatever you want to call it, if you count the construction zone. You're telling me that all those cameras picked up nothing? Only the Tinkerbell video is all we got, which, according to Nick Barris and his communications with law enforcement, that video is evidence in the folder of Sebastian Wandrake Rogers. So, why are they not focusing on that particular video, right? Okay, if your child is missing and you're telling us that he left with a flashlight, and 2 flashlights are seen right out your back window, pretty much up on your back porch, wouldn't you be looking for that video? Wouldn't you be trying to have your guy that you're paying 15 plus grand to dig up that video versus a video that's been cleared by the police? The police know who that is. Sorry, your investigator doesn't know who that is, but the police know whose house that is. They've spoken to that person. He walks his dog that time of the morning, every morning. It's a routine. So it's a man walking his dog, for crying out loud. Let the man relax. I'm sure he sits back and laughs at y'all, being a neighbor, every time y'all try to say this video has something. There's nothing in that video that law enforcement has not seen. And FBI, probably Secret Service, all of them have viewed it. CP tells us how many times they viewed all these footages. You tell us on that Chronicles of Olivia, hey, yeah, let me give you a formal statement on that flashlight video. It's been looked at by everybody on the Milky Way. And yet, it's nothing. As much as we want it to be, it's nothing. You get what I'm saying, right? The one video that's never been debunked, that's in the folder of Sebastian Wandrake Rogers' missing case, and you're telling me that that one has nothing? You're out of your mind, CP. I think that's the one y'all are scared of. That's why you don't want to go near it. That's what I think. Oh, wow. You know, just all the stuff that's come out. This new, what is it? Stafford Court Criminal Warrant 1008, whatever it is. Okay, subpoenas are stamped subpoenas. Warrants are stamped warrants. So, there is a huge difference. And as much as they're in court, it seems like they should know these things. Instead of hopping on a channel when it breaks, like you did your Wi-Fi on your truck and everything else, and try to clear up the air. Let's squash some rumors. Let's clear up some air. Let's make it transparency across the board. You know, why do you jump on when something comes out that we know has meaning? Because they want to discredit it. That's what they want to do. Where's Katie right now? Where's Katie Prophet at right now? Where do y'all think Katie Prophet is? That's the question I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna wait for y'all to answer, but y'all can put it in the comments. Where do y'all think Katie Prophet is today, right now? Don't you think she should have been the one jumping on there too with Chris on that phone call yesterday or day before, saying, hey, it was just a subpoena, when we know that subpoenas are marked subpoenas because y'all got a subpoena on April 19th, and then yet you waited to receive it on the 25th of the month of March, which also the 25th is the same day in February 2024 that Sebastian Rogers went missing, your stepson and your son. But yet y'all wait 6 days to accept a subpoena in a little bitty town like that? And you wait till that particular date of the 25th of the month? That is weird. See, I'm telling y'all, the things they do, evil does exist, right? In my opinion, allegedly, my thoughts. Everybody's innocent until proven guilty. But I would like to know where Katie is today. And I would like, they're not coming over here. I need a freaking 500 yards away. Woo! She did not like that. She always got my back. But you know, that's what I'm saying is that why do they do the things they do? But yet they come out here and they twist over their own tongue. They put their foot in their mouth. They do all these things. You know, one that I really want y'all to go find and listen to is the Terry Lynn one. Go listen to how he acted on that one if you haven't heard it already. That one will blow your mind how he acted. Like, you know, I thought he was going to propose to her by the end of that damn show. Like, and then Katie just sits right next to him and thinks it's okay, I guess. I don't know. They probably got Don and Candace living with him. Who knows? In my opinion. Allegedly. But, you know, I'm just saying, like, think about this. This poor young man vanished in the care of his mother, an ex-Navy officer, a stepfather that's an ex-Navy officer, or whatever. They were both in the Navy. They both fight for their country. They gave their lives. They would have laid down their lives for our country, but they couldn't save their own son and stepson. Right? And I don't know. I don't get it. I feel like, as smart as Katie is, she should know better. She should know that flashlight video is not a trash truck, which she knows it. Because it's probably her, in my opinion. It is her, in my opinion. But, you know, with her technical skills and all that, they don't need no $15,000 PI or whatever. They could have done all this herself, right? They're on YouTube every day. Just start your own investigating channel and investigate. Let's see what you put out. All the debunked videos will be flying everywhere. Look, you see this? You see that? Oh, you see that? And they've all been vetted by the police, right? Wow. I don't know. Some of these things that these two individuals say, I always say Chronicles of Olivia interview was the nail in the coffin. Because at the 3 minute and something mark, when she says, I went over here, and then I went over by the school, and it was already too late, or whatever she was going to say. Like, right then and there, that interview set the tone for the entire case, to me. And we should have known that. I think all of us that watched that interview pretty much caught these things and were like, wow. And that's really when the speculation, if you want to call it that, started. The thoughts, I say. It's our thoughts. That's what it is. And, poor baby, you hot? It's windy as heck. How you hot? Panting like a baby. But, I don't know, guys. What do y'all, that wind is so bad. Y'all probably can't hear me at all. Anyway, we're going to get back to searching. And y'all have a wonderful day, guys. We're going to try to make a couple of search videos for y'all today and tomorrow. We got a big search plan for tomorrow. So, y'all guys be good, be safe. Justice for Sebastian Rogers always. We need to find this young man. We need the truth. Katie, come clean, right? Anyway, guys. Golly. Anyway, guys. Whoa, I can't even hear y'all. Anyway, guys. Y'all have an amazing day. Y'all's comments, y'all's alone, not to reflect the channel. We do our research together because we are a big-hearted little family. Trigger warnings always, times 100 million. Remember, allegedly, these are just my thoughts, right? Everybody's innocent till proven guilty. It's just my alleged bubble here. Don't take me as facts, just my thoughts. But anyway, y'all guys, y'all have a good one. Let's try to keep finding the truth. We'll talk soon, guys. Y'all be good. All right, guys. We love you guys. Bye.